So today's video is actually a subscriber request from Shirjana. Well, it's not really a subscriber request, but she made a really interesting comment that I kind of wanted to address in a formal video. And she was actually saying that she had noticed that in the past I have bought inexpensive things, but now I buy better quality things, and she feels really confused. And I definitely agree with that because a lot has changed in this past year from who I used to be before. So I'm going to address that, and today's video is going to be, as a minimalist, should I buy inexpensive or expensive things? I have 3 points, and let's get right into it. Let's go. Woo. So point number one is, how much do you make? So I think minimalism is different for everybody. I don't think minimalism is like a set rule book. It's just a guideline. And I think that most importantly, more so than following certain minimalism rules, is actually looking at how much you make and playing within that means. You guys know that I always place my financial health above my minimalism. So I've always tried my best to make sure my financial health is there, even if it means maybe not being the best minimalists. So for me, I definitely bought inexpensive things because honestly, that's where I was at in my journey. I had just finished paying off my student loans. I had just moved out of my mom's. I wasn't able to go back and get my dental degree. Like, a lot of financial pressures were on me at that time. So I was not going to put on a show on the internet that I'm buying Aritzia when I couldn't afford to, right? Following year after that, I've been running my own online business. I've been doing my own like tutoring and everything, and just like money's coming in and things are different. And so because of that, yes, I have that financial ability to buy better. So I think what I want to say is, never put your financial health in jeopardy for the sake of material possessions. Look at how much you make and live within your means. And I know that sounds really unfortunate, because then maybe you might be thinking, well, like, I don't make a lot, so what, I can't buy nice things? I'm not saying that. I mean, like, okay, fine, I'll speak for me personally. There are times, or sometimes I do buy things that probably I shouldn't, but I like to buy better and hold for longer. So that is a philosophy that works for me, but that's not something I want to recommend to other people, because that could get quite dangerous. You know, like, maybe you really can't afford to, and so, but you feel like you should be a good minimalist, and so you buy those things. I don't think that. I think you should be reasonable and look at how much you make and spend accordingly, because that's what I did, and that's what minimalism is for, to give you that freedom to be able to do that. You don't need to listen to societal expectations of how you should and should not be. Minimalism lets you decide what is important to you, and if certain bougie things are important to you, then, you know, allocate money accordingly. Okay, number two, does it align with your values? And I think that is really important. What is expensive and inexpensive is pretty relative, because I'll just use myself personally. What used to be very expensive to me when I didn't have any money is not expensive to me anymore, right? And I guess even things that I consider expensive is not expensive to other people. So everything is relative. So I think at the end of the day is asking yourself, like, how does it align with your values? Like, just because other minimalists do this or non-minimalists do that, does that match your lifestyle? Is that your values? Because that is what's going to give you that quality of life. That's the whole point of buying expensive things. Is it improving your life? Like, is it giving you quality of life? And that's how I try to ask this question. I try to ask myself, like, okay, it might be a little bit more expensive. Do I feel comfortable with that price? Like, is this really adding to my quality of life? Like, am I happy with this decision? And also asking myself, you know what, like, nah, do not keep up with the minimalism Jones. Just because so-and-so has this and this object doesn't mean you need to do it too to be a good minimalist. I always put money at the forefront. Be financially smart, not frugal and not stupid, just smart with your money. Like, how can you get the best bang for your buck? And that's gonna look different for everybody. Okay, and number three, the material quality matter to you. So I think it's actually really important to take that into account. I have mentioned on my video that I'm not like anti-brand or anything, but I'm also not for buying something just because it's brand name. But if the quality is not there, then it's like, what is the point? So for me personally, how I try to assess what is important or how I'm going to spend my money in terms of like, is it expensive or inexpensive, is asking myself, like, is the quality there? Like, does that, for me, matters more, honestly. Like, I don't really care if there's a brand on it if I know that the quality is good. And a good example of that is like Muji and Uniqlo. There's no branding on that, but I know the quality is really good, and so that makes me really happy, and so I buy that. Just like, I don't really want to buy, say, for example, newer pieces from certain luxury houses that have been decreasing the production quality. It's like, am I really winning? Like, I'm paying more for lesser quality. Well, if that works for other people, fantastic, but like, I'm not going to do that. So I think the question to ask yourself is like, does the material quality matter to you? If you feel like, yes, it matters to me, well, then you can go ahead and buy it and allocate your money accordingly. And if you feel like, no, like, it doesn't matter, then you have to decide for yourself if that's something that you want to buy or something that's going to add quality of life to your life. So I really do hope that kind of could have shed a light on why or how I buy things that are expensive or not expensive. Is just kind of like looking at my criterion of like, okay, like, how can I be smart with my money and get the best bang for my buck and not compare myself to others and other standards. So yeah, thank you so much to Shrijanya. Thank you so much for the subscriber request. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!